Hey guys, welcome everybody to day 18 of the trading marathon here in this channel. My name is Daniel and I guess you're excited because today the chart analysis section is getting started and we will use today's video as an introduction video. To this section we will discuss what is chart analysis all about. We will discuss how is the chart looking, what information you can get out of this chart, and basically all the standard facts for the people who are not informed yet at all about what the chart is and how to work with it and what chart analysis is at all. So this will be your introduction. Let's start here on this screen. Well, we need to really cover all the basic information. Like, I really want to explain it perfectly well, even for a person who never saw anything like that before. Okay? So what we can see here on this complete window, well, first of all, how did I get here? I went into my normal browser and searched for TradingView. TradingView is the common platform to view price movements of several assets. Like, it doesn't matter if you want to have a look at crypto prices or gold or stocks or whatever assets you're looking at, or whatever, you know, like there are all kinds of assets, even oil, whatever has a price and is commonly traded, you will find the price movement of this asset here on this website TradingView. Okay, you can use it for free. I mean, there's also paid membership, but if you want to use it on many devices and so on, but basically you get all the important features for free. Okay, so you just type in TradingView, you get to this page, and what you will see here is you can clearly see that there is, well, I also drew a lot on this chart. Well, we should maybe switch to a chart where I didn't do something at all so that you understand how the basics are looking. Well, let's just go to another Ethereum chart. Perfect. So, well, usually you open it up and it looks like this, okay? This is how it looks when I didn't draw anything or didn't act on that. You will get this raw form of price movement. And what you can see here is how the price over time moved. You can see here down below you have the time, okay? So we are right now looking at the 4-hour time frame, okay? And we are seeing here the price movements of the last several months, okay? So this was last year June, and this is June that we have right now. So this is the price movement of the past 1 year approximately, and you can see if we zoom in a little, if we make this bigger, and here on the right side you have this you have the price. So you can clearly see where the price and the date are meeting each other. That is the price on this specific date or at this specific moment. And we can make this even a bit bigger, and you can see that it's not even a line, it's consisting out of several so-called candles, and also those candles give us several information, but also how those candles are printed and the patterns that those candles are forming and how those ways of movement are hitting each other. It gives us all several types of information. And in this video I want to just cover the basic knowledge. What information does it actually give you? Well, if we would be the first people on the planet and we would not know anything about it, yeah, well, then it would give you no information at all because you would have no idea what rules are applying. But since we are not the first people on Earth, and there were like hundreds of years of people before us who did chart analysis and trading and all this stuff, they came up with several, you could say several types of ways how to look at the chart, how to analyze it, because there are certain types of price movements that are happening frequently and certain types of market structures that are repeating themselves and certain types of ways how a price is moving after something happened before. So basically, since we are not the first people doing this stuff, there were already millions of people before doing some action, and based on how they were acting and all how they were trading, some other people came up also years before I even was born and identified that there are some rules, some similar buying and selling activities across all of the charts, across all of the different assets. Doesn't even matter what we are looking at, okay? And they kind of formulated rules or ways to look at the chart in order to get an edge here, to get an advantage, okay? And those rules are just based on normal market psychology, market behavior, and on how the markets behaved the past years, okay? So to say, if we were now the first people needing to find out how this is exactly working, well, we would have it pretty hard. But since there are already exact ways how to identify certain similarities, I will teach you all of them because I know all of them, and I'm working with sometimes, well, basically I tried also all of them, but sometimes some of those ways to analyze charts are working better for me than others, and I will show you all of them, but I will tell you my honest opinion about what's working and what didn't work for me well in the past. Okay, so it's really just about likelihoods. It's like statistics. It's like when I tell you, look, something like this is very likely to be interpreted as that and that, then it's not equivalent to me saying, bet on it, you will for sure be right. No, that is never the case. In chart analysis, you must really know that if you're good at your craft, then you basically always just know the odds of what you're betting at. And if you're looking at something that has high odds in your favor, then you want to bet on it. And if you look at something that doesn't have such high odds, then your real job as a trader is to not make a trade there, because you know that the odds are not in your favor there, whatever you do. Like there are some certain long trading opportunities, some certain short trading opportunities. It means trading on that the chart is going to the upside or downside. But there are also times where you just know that it will go sideways and that you should not open any trade, because whatever trade you open with, if you have a too tight of a stop loss, it will, flop you out it will stop you out in whatever trade you are, in this period. So you also need to identify those phases when this is happening, okay? So it's really, we're seeing what the chart is doing, and there are ways how to guess how he's moving next, okay? Based on what all the other charts and assets and people all before us did. And there are certain rules to identify, and I will teach you all of them. So in this window, you can really let's go over the functions that you have real quick. But I also don't want you to miss out on any information. So you really need to have a full overview. Well, as you saw before, when I switched the charts, here on the left top corner, you have written on which asset you are looking at. For example, I'm on the Ethereum USDT chart right now, but obviously I can click on it and search for any other asset that I'm interested in. I just need to type it here in the search bar and it will give me the proper result, okay? And then always look at, here's also written on which exchange you're looking at, because if you, for example, trade on BitGet, you should use the BitGet chart, obviously, because then you will get the exact price movement which happened on the BitGet exchange, which is sometimes slightly different to other exchanges, but you just need to look at the right chart and you will get it straight. Yes, also for like stocks, you need to look at the right stock market and so on and so forth. You get the concept. And then here, for example, you can see that there are those candles. I also told you about them before. But what I didn't tell you before is that those candles are interpreting a certain amount of time, okay? And the time that they are representing, you can choose here on this time interval section in the left-hand top corner. You can just also click on this arrow to the downside and you will get several different options, and whatever you log in here is the time that it takes one candle from the opening point to the closing point. So for example, if you look at the 4 hour, it's in German. My trading view is in German. So for example, here it says 1 minute, here it says 4 hours, 1 hour time frame. That's why you probably don't understand. Here is 10 minutes, 45 minutes, 45 seconds, 1 second, it's like 1 day. And if you click on it, for example, 1 day, then one candle obviously represents the price movement of 1 day of a time span. So if we look at it more in detail, I will tell you more about it in the next videos, but for example, if we get a green candle, which started here at 1566, that's because it's green, and where the thick part is on a green candle on the bottom side, there the candle started to move, and then because it's green, we know it went to the upside and closed. So the exact moment after the one day was over, it's topped at $1,686, and then the next candle open, and so on and so forth. And you can even zoom in very closely. You can look at the 5-minute time frame, so you really see the price movements representing one candle here every 5 minutes. So obviously those are matching. Like if we're looking at the 5-minute time frame here at this pattern, so one candle is representing 5 minutes, and then we switch over to the 50-minute time frame, you still see the same picture here, right? But just in a smaller version, because one candle takes more minutes. Or even if we look at the 1 hour time frame, here is this now in English. So now you get what I'm typing on. So if we get at the 1 hour time frame, it's even smaller, but the candles represent just more time. If we look at the 4 hour time frame, it's even represented smaller, but every single candle represents more time. So what does it tell us? It tells us that the higher the time frame we look at, the higher is the value of what we are getting. Because if we want to make a trade on the 5-minute time frame, then we basically take the last 1-2 hours, and based on that we make a guess what's happening in the next 1-2 hours. Which has not a very high likelihood of succeeding. I mean, it can succeed, obviously. We can also make it here. I will also show you how to do it, but you will just have a lower likelihood of being right. But if it's okay for you, it's okay for you, you know? If we're looking at a bigger time frame, then the likelihood of you being right, if you do a certain type of analysis, is very much higher than on the smaller time frames, since the candles we are using to make this prediction is based on a very long time horizon. And you need to understand that in this very long time horizon, several people had the opportunity to act. So if we're looking, for example, at this time horizon between the 6th of June and the 16th of June, 10 days where all people around the world had the opportunity to act and move the Ethereum price. And based on this assumption that all the people had 10 days time to do something, and everybody who wanted to do something did something, we can very much see what they think. And they think it's probably not going up very further, because it just went up correctively. So, for example, now we could go down stronger in an impulse, or this could be an A wave, then here could a B wave unfold, and a C wave. So then this is a W, then here's an X, and there comes another Y wave, and then we go down further. So yeah, not really much bullish news here to tell on this time frame or on this perspective. I prefer the view that we will see at least one more lower low. Actually, one more low will do it. Yes, for Ethereum. But yeah, that's my perspective. I'm following already since weeks and months, very successfully, also on my German channel, where I'm uploading every single day a chart analysis video. Yes, so everybody who watched that in the last few months is already a good amount in profit, since I hit several profitable trades there and showed them and also told them about them in advance. But let's not go too deep here. I just want to introduce you, if you never saw a chart, into what a chart can do and how we need to look at. There's never a certainty in anything that we identify in chart analysis, but we can always know how high is the likelihood of what we are doing. So that's why you really need to keep your risk management in place, because it's never a safe bet. And if you win, let's say 10 times in a row, then your brain will lie to you and you will start believing it's a safe bet and go all in every single time until you lose, you know? So that's why even I showed you risk management and chart trading psychology beforehand, so that if we now go over to that and you are right all the time at the beginning, that you don't go crazy and then you lose it all. Yes, because always keep in mind, guys, we really get likelihoods here and chances in percentage, not certainties. Yeah, I will teach you several ways how to interpret it, guys. And here we have also several tools that we can use. For example, well, we will also go through them more in detail. Actually, I don't want to explain you all the unnecessary shit that you will never use in any way, but we will go through everything that you need. And in tomorrow's video, we will start with a more practical topic. We will discuss support and resistance. Not that we will use it for trading, but you should know about it. We will go through all of the different trading ways and analysis ways you can learn, and we will end up with smart money concepts, elite wave strategy, and but we will go through everything. So don't worry, guys, we will see you in tomorrow's video. Here's today's half marathon number, which one? 18. See you tomorrow, guys. Stay strong. Ciao, ciao.